Namaste everyone, and as stated, we will continue our study with the 66th verse of Vishnu Sahastranam. And these verse reads, Swakshaha, Swakshaha Swaangaha, Satanando Nandi, Jyotir Ganeshwara, Vijitatma Videyatma, Satkirtir China Sansaya. There are 9 names in these words. And they are all very important, and we can go in the depth of all these names to understand the in-depth meaning of these names. So first name is Swaksha. It is made up of 2 words, Su, Aksha. Su means beautiful and Aksha means eyes. So God in his Sakar form, described by all the great devotees and masters, is the one with is extremely charming, with the beautiful eyes. The eyes are described as Kamala Nayana. That is Sankaracharya says Kamala Nayana. It is described as a Puskarakso. Puskarakso, Aksha means eyes, and Puskara means lotus. Lotus, the eyes like lotus petals, lotus leaves. And that is a very sharp at the corner, very, very good looking eyes. That is the meaning of the Swaksha. So God has beautiful eyes, not only beautiful eyes, but they are extremely versatile. He watches everything and is in the world. And last time we saw one of the slokas where both eyes, one eye is watching our devotion, what we stand for. Other eye watches for our action, that is dharma. How serious we are and how much seriously we follow dharma. So that is the meaning of these God's eyes, which are beautiful as well as very, very powerful in its function. So that's what the name is. Next name is Swaangaha. Again, the same thing. 2 words, Su Angaha. The one who has beautiful, proportionate limbs. That is the one who is extremely handsome. This is very well described in the Ramayana. Bhagavan Ram is described with the one with the long arms, with a very lustrous, broad forehead, and just the physical appearance is described in by Valmiki. So that is Su Angaha, the one who is extremely handsome and good looking. So that is the meaning of the second name. The third name is Satananda. Satananda. Sat means 100. Sahastra means 1,000. So in Sanskrit, these words, Sat and Sahastra, are also used to express the infinite. No, it means many, many. So these both the words Sat or Sahastra is used in that sense also. So God is described here as Satananda, means God is a powerhouse of bliss, and this bliss is expressed in his creation through different living and non-living entities. Hundreds of them, thousands of them, infinite. But the bliss is one, and that suffuses out through different living and non-living creation of God. That's why it's called Satananda. His joy, his ananda, is fusing out of these various beings. For example, we get very, very happy and very pleased when we see a beautiful rose, very nice smelling rose, flowers, butterflies, beautiful rivers, beautiful mountains, beautiful seashore. all these, even just a little jumping rabbit, if you touch that or if you come across that, and anything that is in the creation, you can see the beauty. So everywhere. It's a peacock, a dancing peacock, peacock feathers. So in this way, through his vibhutis, in Bhagavad Gita, we see that in the 10th chapter, 82 vibhutis, God explained very, very extraordinary vibhutis, just as an example to Arjuna. But otherwise, it is countless, infinite. And that's why it's called Satananda. So, Purna Nando Hari, God is all bliss. And this is expressed in so many ways for us to enjoy, whether it is a delicious food or delicious fruit or or a great enchanting music, anything you can name. All this gives a happiness because it comes from the Lord Almighty. So that is the meaning of Satananda, Purnanando Hari. And the Ananda we get here as human being is very limited, very, very transient. And it's because because that is the nature of the creation, and what we perceive is through the senses. Senses and sense objects, perception, they are transient, they are very short-lived, they are finite, while the real bliss is in infinite things. So that is said in beautifully in Chandogya Upanishad, and it says, "Yo ve bhuma tata sukha." Bhuma means virat, endless Brahman. Yo ve bhuma tata sukham. Whatever is infinite, that is the real bliss. Na alpam sukham asti. Anything else which we have to use our senses to perceive, that is not lasting, and that essentially leaves us thirsty. So the real happiness that we all are seeking for, we are not seeking for happiness just for a little time, or tomorrow I want to be happy, or 1 week if I'm happy, I'm not going to be satisfied. We want happiness all the time, as much as possible. If somebody says that you will be happy next week, but what after next week? Yeah, there is a misery waiting for you. So that is not acceptable to us. So, but if we want that permanent bliss, that's only source is God, and only source is Brahman. So Tat Bhuma means Brahman. So what is that Brahman? So that is what the scriptures tell us, how to attain to that bliss, and that is long-lasting and fulfilling happiness. Otherwise, we have to put up with the transient happiness, and this God explains very nicely that you have to go by steps. If those seekers, those devotees, means we all, so who doesn't want a permanent happiness? So we all are essentially seekers, but we made an error. We made a very big error, and we concluded our mind that whatever I see, whatever I hear, and the worldly thing, that is the end of happiness. And that's why we are going from corner to corner and still wanting happiness. So God says, no, the real happiness is with me. Why? Beautifully explained in scriptures that we are part of God. We are ounce, we are a particle of God. God says that. It's not somebody's idea. Mame vanso jiva loke jiva bhakta sanatana manasasthani indriyani prakriti sthani karsa. God stated that beautifully, that mame vanso, you are my particle. Mame vanso jiva loke, in this universe. Jiva bhuta, how it is there? Not in our hand or anywhere else, but in our heart, jiva. Jiva bhuta sanatana. Manasasthani indriyani prakriti sthani karsati. And with mind as a sixth sense, five senses plus mind, it interacts with the prakriti. So we are particle of God. And like the body gets thirsty for water, soul gets thirsty for divine bliss. Because it is separated from divinity, only way it will get satisfied is through the divine approach. While we try to make our consciousness, ourselves happy by worldly things. So that is rejected by the soul all the time, because the soul is part of God. It's a divine field, and we are supplying the material happiness, and that is the reason why we are always thirsty, incomplete, and get entangled into the objects of the world, living and non-living. So God says that you have to change your understanding, because we concluded intellectually that no, there is happiness in the world, in the objects. That is a wrong conclusion. God says that change that your the way of thinking and contemplation. And this is very nicely explained. And this is very nicely explained in the 10th chapter. No, there are four slokas come in sequence, and here the God first tells as who he is. So he says that aham sarvasya prabhavo matha sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. See, wrong knowledge made us into error. Now right knowledge can put us on the right track. So God says, Mame vanso jiva loke. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matha sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. Word by word. Aham, God says, myself, aham sarvasya prabhavo. I am the origin of everything that you see. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Not only that, mata sarvam pravartate. Because of me, everything propels, evolves, and runs. Mata sarvam. Iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. Knowing thus this truth, that I am the creator, everything comes from me, everything runs because of me. Knowing that, the wise, Buddha means wise, Buddha ma bhava samanvita, with a very loving consciousness, they know this fact. So aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam, means they seek me and they worship me. Bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita, means the wise people, learned people, seekers. They worship me knowing this fact. Then what they do? Machitta madgata pranam. Second step. Machitta madgata pranam bodhayantaha parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti charamanti cha. With their mind absorbed in me. Machitta madgata pranam. Prana. That means all the life energy invested in me. Machitta madgata pranam bodhayanta parasparam, enlightening each other. Parampara. Bodhayanta paramparam. Kathyantascha mam nityam. They talk about me always. What happens to them? Tushyanti charamanti cha. These are the ones who are tushyanti, means satisfied. Ramanti means rejoicing. Tushyanti charamanti. Machitta madgata pranam bodhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti charamanti cha. Then God says, what I do for them? Tesham satat yuktanam, step number 3. Tesham satat yuktanam achtam priti purvakam tadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upiyanti te. To such seekers, such devotees who are on the right path, what I do for them? Tesham, for them, tesham, them. Tesham satata, satat means constantly, satat yuktanam, always united with my consciousness. Tesham sat yuktanam, bhajtam priti purvakam, worshipping me with all the love, devotion, priti purvakam. Dadami buddhi yogam tam, I give them a very powerful intellect, special intellect, buddhi yogam tam, yena mam upiyanti te, so that they can come to me quickly. Tesham satitittanam bhastam pritipurukam dadami buddhi, intellect, yogam tam. Buddhi yoga means that intellect which unites you with divinity, with God. Buddhi yogam tam yena mam upiyanti te. And when they continue this process relentlessly all the time, then what I do for them? Teshameva anukampartham. Out of my grace, Tesham eva anukampartham. I showered special grace on them. Teshameva anukampartham. Aham agnana jamtam. Nashyami atma bhavastu. Pranadipena vasvata. When they have made so much of effort, out of my special grace, I light lamp of knowledge and destroy the darkness born of ignorance. The errors we make, that is ignorance. So God deletes those ignorance and replaces with the knowledge. So the last step is with the grace of God. First three steps, God has given the guidance and we ought to take that. Once you do that, God gives a guarantee that in due course I will take care of it. So when that knowledge comes to a seeker, he is 100% satisfied. He has no doubts left in his mind. There are no confusions, and he doesn't want anything else because he's established in this divinity and in the bliss that is called God realized or self-realized or Brahman. So that is Bhuma, that is where there is no more further hankering left. Otherwise, God says that you are subject to the laws of the land and you will remain thirsty, incomplete, and distracted and attracted to the worldly things and not to worldly things. So that is the meaning of bliss. That's the next word. Nandi. Nandi means bliss. Nandi. That bliss. Where do you get this bliss from? That bliss is only available with the God in Brahman. And how do you get it? By true knowledge and by effort. Those who make that they are called yogis. They are called the yogis, and God gives them the final, the biggest award, and that is the God realization or bliss or Brahman. So that is the meaning of Nandi. So Nandi is the next name, and then next one is Jyotir Ganeshwara. In this name, there are three words: Jyoti, Gana, Ishvara. Jyoti means light, or and Gana means the entities, and their Lord, Ishvara. Jyotir Ganeshwara. So this name indicates that all the lights, all the celestial beings or the entities, and that and the Lord of those entities is called Jyotir Gana Ishvara. So God is talking about the what is the light that he's talking about? He's talking about light of sun. So there's light of sun, light of moon, light in fire, and all that belongs to me. So that is, that's in Bhagavad Gita, so that yadaditya gatam tejo jagadabhasayati khilam yat chandramasi yat chagno tat tejo vidhi mamikam. It tells Arjuna, 15th chapter. Yadaditya gatam tejo, yat aditya, aditya means sun. What light you see, yat aditya, yadaditya gatam tejo jagat bhasayate khilam, by which the whole world is lighted, and I provide heat, warmth, and beautiful. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to perceive anything. That light, yada aditya gatam tejo jagat bhasayate khilam yat chandramasi, and the light you see in the moon, yat chagno, and the light you see in the fire, yat chagno tat tejo vidhi mamikam. Arjuna, know that tej is mine. By that light, I sustain the universe. Imagine, without sun, everything you can track back to sun, the sun energy. So the existence of universe depends upon the sun, and that sun gets the light, and that light belongs to God. Yada aditya gatam tejo jagad vase te khilam yat chandramasi yat chagno tat tejo vidhi mamikam. Then he says gama vesya cha bhutani dharyam ham ojasa ushnami osadi sarva somo bhutva rasatmakam. Not only I give the light and heat through the sun, but remaining present in the earth, Mother Earth, Kama Vish Avishya Bhutam. Dharyam, I support. Dharyam Ham Ojasa. With my power, I'm supporting everyone on the earth. So Dharyam Ushnami Osadi Sarva. Somo Bhutva Rasatmakam. And I infuse all the taste and all the medicine in the plant kingdom through Soma, means the moonlight. Somo Bhutva Rasatmakam. So all the delicious fruits and vegetables and everything and medications you get, that is because of my light in the moon. Dharyam Ushnami Usadi Sarva Soma. Not only that, aham veshwanaro bhutva praninam deham asrita pranapan samayuktam pachamyannam chaturvidam. Not only I give the light outside, I give the fire to you. The body temperature is because of me. The body temperature is because of me. So I digest all different kinds of food in all beings. So aham veshwanaro bhutva praninam deham asrita. By breathing, combining the incoming breath and outgoing breath with the juices in the stomach, I digest the food, I give the temperature, I maintain your temperature. So everything is because of me. And in the return, only thing expected of us is that we become a seeker and we go back to him. There is nothing else that God wants or God doesn't have. So when we say, what can I offer to the gods? What are you going to offer? Only thing within your territory I left is your mind and your soul. That is the one I want back. So that's why he tells Arjuna again. He tells, Mayeva manadatsva, give me your mind. Mayeva manadatsva, my buddhim nivesaya, put your buddhi into me, not only mind, intellect, mind, both, give it back. Mayeva manadatsva, my buddhim nivesaya. Then what will happen? Nivasisyasi mayevam, ataurdvam vasansayam. And from today you will be with me. Ataurdvam, no sansaya, there is no doubt about it. If you do these two things. Give your mind to me. We have given mind to the world. We have given mind to family. We have given mind to the money. So God said, give mind to me. Mai eva man adatsva. Mai buddhim nivasishyasi mai eva. Ata urdhvam asans. So this is the path at different places. It shows how to get that bliss and be whole 6th chapter, which is a Dhyana Yoga, beautiful, and it is in depth. God describes everything, all the steps so that yogi takes to achieve to the highest bliss, and so that is the Jyotir Ganeshwara. So the next name is Vijitatma. Vijitatma. So the one who has conquered his mind. The mind is the everything. Man eva manushyanam karanam bandhana mokshayo. All pain, all suffering, all happiness, all attachment, detachment, everything is in the mind. All changes are going to happen to your mind, good or bad. So mind is the gateway for the world as well as for the divine approach. You need a mind for both. Where you have given your mind, that will determine your direction. So that is Vijitatma. So God says that you control your mind and use the mind, which includes intellect, to direct your path. And when that is done properly, then I'm available to you. So like we put our mind in the world, we get worldly things. We put mind in God, we get godly things. We put mind in world, we get attached to the worldly things. We put it in mind to God, you get attached to God. So the one who is in control of mind is can change the direction of mind. So senses are under control of the mind. So senses will behave if you use the power of the mind. There is an increasing level of power God has given to these different equipments. Everything is explained. Indriyani paraniyahu. Indriyebhya paramana. Manasastu para buddhi. Yo buddhi paratastu. There are 4 things. So Indriyani, senses are very powerful. Arjuna was complaining that God, this is not in my control, what you are telling to do. So Indriyani paraniya, they are powerful. But Indriyebhya paramana, but more powerful than the senses is your mind. You are not using it, or using it wrong way. Manasastu parabuddhe, and more than your mind is your intellect is more powerful. And yo buddhe partastusa, and more than that is your Atman. You only used your senses and then started running already. So you did not use your equipment. So God says, use the equipments right way, then you will get the best reward without running here and there. So Indriyani paraniya o indriyebhya paramana manasastu parabuddhe yo buddhe paratastu. So that's why God said, Tasmat tvam indriyani ado. Ado means in the beginning. Tasmat, because you know this now, Tasmat tvam indriyani ado niyamya bharatarsabha. You control your senses first with your mind. Tasmat tvam indriyani ado niyamya bharatarsabha. Papamanam prajhiyenam gnana vignana nasanam. Why you have to do it? Because it is evil. Papamanam prajhiyenam gnana vignana. It destroys your knowledge and it wouldn't let you go on the right track. Gnana vignana nasanam. So So once you do that, those who have done that is called Vijitatma. There Swamiji's name, Vijitatmanand. There's a Viditatmanam, Vijitatmanam. So that is a one who has control. So that is the ones, and for that God tells many suggestions. No, whole 6 chapters is full of that, and that he says, Yuktahar viharasya, Yukta chestasya karmasu, Yukta swapnavbodhasya, yogo bhavati dukkha. So the one who is controlled, yukta means controlled, measured. Yukta ahar vihar. Ahar means whatever we take intake, not only food, but all sensory input. Maybe watching a movie or whatever we see through the eyes, what we enjoy through the ears, all our experiences is considered as ahar. Yukta ahar viharasya. Ahar means very controlled, very measured, very in charge of whatever he is doing. Viharasya means enjoyment, whatever your entertainment. God wants it to be measured and controlled. Yukta har viharasya. Yukta chestasya karmasu. In your activity, day-to-day activity, in your profession, whatever you are working, Yukta swapna avbodhasya. The time you go to bed, avbodhasya, when you wake up, avbodhasya. If they are all measured, yoga bhavati dukkha, then the yoga will become instrument of destroying all your dukkhas. Simple solution he has given us, but we all mess it up and we get varying results. So God wants yukta har viharasya yukta chestasya karmasu yukta swapna bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. So once one understands this and follows these steps, then the control of the mind, control of the results becomes possible, and the results are very palpable, very palpable. So with mind put properly in the direction, knowing this our error, correcting the error, if the path is charted, then God says the bliss and realization is assured, and all dukkhas end. So, and God explains these management of our equipments at several places. And he says, Ananya cheta satatam yo mam smarati nityasa tasya aham sulabha partha nitya yuktasya yogina. So, Ananya cheta, cheta means consciousness. Ananya, nowhere else. Because as a worldly people, we have many goals. But a yogi or a seeker has only one goal. So one goal, he has only one goal, so he can attain it for sure. So vyavasayatmika, it is called vyavasayatmika. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ek hi kuru nandanam. He tells in the beginning. Ek hi bahusakhi anantas chasmi buddhi avyavasayinam. The one who is a seeker, his buddhi is only one goal, and he gets that. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ek hi kuru nandana bahusakhi anantas chasmi, means many goals, many diversions, ananyas. Buddhi avyavasayinam. So God wants us to be vyavasayatmika buddhi, means one-pointed concentration, one goal worthy, and then the direction, and then the result is assured. So So Chetasa sarva karmani mai sanyasya mat buddhi yogam upasritya mat chitta satatam bhav. It tells again. With consciousness, you keep it in me. You continue to do your work, do your duties, but your main goal is never forgotten. Chetasa sarva karmani, all karmas, dedicate to. Mai sanyasya, means dedicating to. Mat para, thinking it with the highest. Chetasa sarva karmani, mai sanyasya mat para, buddhi yogam upasritya. How? The buddhi I gave you, buddhi yogam, to unite with the divinity. Buddhi yogam upasritya means taking the staircase of buddhi yogam upasritya. Mat chitta satatam bhava. Always be with the consciousness soaked in me. What will happen? Mat chitta sarva durgani. When you do that, mat chitta sarva durgani means all difficulties. Mat chitta sarva durgani, mat prasadat, with my grace, mat prasadat tarisyasi. Athachatvam ahankarat nasosyasi vinasyasi. But if you don't listen to me and you are going on your own, you will have a hard time. You will be roaming in the world. So with mind absorbed in me, if you do it with my grace, you will have a red carpet. We have spoken about this thing before. Means all Durgani means all difficulties, I will tackle it. God gives a guarantee, So, and he tells that in several places. Then he says, Tameva Sharanam Gacha, Sarva Bhavena Bharata, Tvat Prasadat is God's grace, Tvat Prasad, Param Santim, Sthanam Prapsesi Sasvati. You will get the highest place. So that's why the next word comes. That is Vijitatma. So Avidheyatma. Vidheyatma means something you can approach or you can catch with your senses, mind, intellect. Bliss or soul you cannot perceive by your senses, or it is not available except by the steps we discussed. Ananya Bhakti. Except this Ananya Bhakti, Atmagnan or a bliss or Brahmagnan is not available. So this is the step through that we discuss. So Avidhe Atma means that is only way is to get it through pure devotion, one-pointed devotion. And then it is possible. Then the next name is Sat Kirtir. Sat Kirtir means fame. Kirti means fame. Sat Kirti means the best. Sat Kirti, God's Kirti, God's name, God's glories is known all over the world. Everyone knows. Sat Kirtir. Not because the saints are singing his praise or because the devotees are singing his praise, but because he does so much. That's why his kirti, his fame is of immense quality and spread. So that is called Sat Kirti. And Arjuna saw the Vishwarup. Arjuna, God showed him that look. And in one frame, he showed him what are his activities in the universe. And he was so taken back that he was shaken up also. He showed the creation, he showed the destruction, he showed the maintenance of everything, good people, bad people, as all the relentless activities, his kindness, his fierce look, everything he showed. So that's why Arjuna bows down to the Lord and sings his glory. And says, he chants that in the 11th chapter after seeing this, seeing the God's glory. There that he describes that one, and and sings the praise for the God. Then next name is Chin Sansaya. Chin Sansaya. Chin means destroyed or shattered. Sansaya means doubt. The one whose doubts are destroyed. We all have doubts, but the one whose all doubts are destroyed, and one who does that, that is the Lord Almighty. That's why his name is Chinna Sansaya. With his grace, all your doubts will melt down. So you will have no doubts left within your mind, and the things become extremely clear. That's why God says that one who is approaching these steps, he attains the state Labhante Brahma Nirvanam. Labhante means attains. Labhante Brahma Nirvanam Rushaye Kshin Kalmasa Chinna Dveda. What comes? Chinna there. Chinna Dveda Yat Atmana Sarvabhuti Hiter. So Labhante means who attains this? The seeker. There's very serious seekers. They are called Munis, or even ordinary people can follow the same thing and get the same answer. So Labhante Brahma Nirvanam. They attain to Brahman and Nirvana from these worldly things. Nirvana. Labhante Brahma Nirvana. Rushaye Kshin Kalmasa means all their sins are destroyed. Kalmasha means destroyed sin. Sin Kalma. Chinna Dveda, they have no doubts left. All their doubts are resolved. Chinna Dveda. Yat Atmana. Yat means controlled. Atmana means mind. Yat. What happens? Sarva Bhuti Hite Rata. Such beings, they become well-wisher and rejoicing the welfare of every being. When a person is endowed with the knowledge, his doubts are gone, he becomes a great worker, a great assistant to God. Labhante Brahma Nirvanam Vishaye Kshina Kalmasa Chinna Dveda Yatatmana Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataha. Sarva Bhut means all being. Hite means in their interest. Sarva Bhut Hite Rataha. He remains busy and he worries about everybody's welfare. So that is the saint, what we call, because they don't want anything for themselves because they have realized the truth, and at the same time they want to work for it. So this Sarvabhut Hite Rata is a very important quarter of a sloka which comes at two places. It comes in the 12th chapter also. So Sanya Indriya Gramam Sarvatra Samabuddhaya Te Prapnuvanti Mameva Sarvabhuti Te Rata. 12th chapter it tells in the 4th chapter. Sanyamya Indriya Gramam. Sanyam means very well controlled. Sanyamya Indriya Gramam is a collection of senses. Sanya Indriya Gramam. Sarvatra Samabuddhaya, having the one-minded everywhere, says Samabuddhaya, because he realizes now the same Atman everywhere. Te prapnuvanti mam eva, they attend to me. Sarvabhut hite rata. And then they don't need anything for themselves. They don't want anything for themselves. At the same time, they want to work for God, to please the God. So they are the greatest karma yogi. So they become sarvabhuti. Same thing Shankaracharya ji explains in Vivek Chudamani. Who are these saints? Who are these? What are you doing all these studies and learning scriptures and investing time? So that you are totally happy, contented without doing anything from within. And then what you do? Then you do something which is good for the world. So Acharya describes that. Santa Mahanto Nivasanti Santo. Vivek Chudam. Santa Mahanto Nivasanti Santo. Vasantavat Lokahita Charanta. These great beings, Santa, they are quiet, they are peaceful. Santa, Mahanto, they have reached the heights. Santa, Mahanto. Nivasanti means they are in the world, okay? So don't think that there some people are not there. Santa, Mahanto, Nivasanti Santo. Vasantavat, like a spring they come. Vasantavat. Lokahita Charanta, for the welfare of people. Tirna Swayam Bhiva Bhavarna. They themselves have crossed this ocean of difficulty and ocean of life or sansara. Tirna, they have crossed. Tirna Swayam Bhima Bhavarna. Anyan api na hetuna taryant. And without any expecting anything, without anybody inviting them, they want to get involved, so to help others. Tirana Swayam Vivarnam. Anyan api ahetuna taryan. They help others to guide and put them on this path. So that is the outcome of the studies of the scriptures and the various steps that the God shows. So these are the names in short in this verse, 66th verse, which comes Vijitatma, Videyatma, Satkirti, Chin Sansaya. All these names are of Lord Vishnu. Why? Now we know that because of these reasons. So if you have any questions, you can ask. I've kept 10 minutes for our question and answer because this is a very vast topic and I'm sure we won't get questions, but the questions die down as we keep studying more and more. And that is God's guarantee that your clarity will happen. You will be fine. You will be taken care of. And we have to trust that Shraddha. That's why Shraddha. That Shraddha Ado. It starts with the Shraddha. Shraddha Ado Satsanga. It will lead to Satsanga or search of truth. Satsanga that will lead you to Bhakti. And so this becomes a triangle. There's the Shraddha starts with Shraddha. If you don't have Shraddha, you will be a dropout. No, only one. Shraddha Ado Satsanga Bhakti. Bhakti Kriya means good work, chanting, worshipping, whatever your heart takes you.